Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new adventure with Peppa Pig. Today, we're diving into a magical Christmas story in Peppa Pig Tales. Are you ready for Peppa's Christmas light walk? Let's get started. It was a cold, crisp evening just before Christmas. Snowflakes were gently falling, blanketing everything in a layer of sparkling white. Inside their cozy little house on the hill, Peppa and George were bursting with excitement. Mommy Pig, Daddy Pig! Squealed Peppa. When are we going on the Christmas light walk? Soon, Peppa, chuckled Mummy Pig, wrapping a scarf around George. We just need to make sure everyone is warm and snuggly. Daddy Pig was struggling to put on his big winter boots. Oof, these boots seem to have shrunk. He grunted, finally pulling one on with a loud pop. Everyone giggled. Once they were all bundled up in their hats, scarves, and mittens, the family stepped outside. The air was filled with the happy sound of Christmas carols coming from the town square. Wow! Gasped Peppa. The entire neighborhood was decorated with twinkling lights. There were red lights, green lights, blue lights, and bright yellow lights. Some lights blinked on and off, while others chased each other along the rooftops. Look, Peppa, said Mummy Pig, pointing to a house. It's Susie Sheep's house. Susie's house was covered in shimmering silver lights that looked like icicles. Susie Sheep and her mummy were outside, waving. Hello, Peppa, bad Susie. Isn't it beautiful? It's magical, Peppa replied, her eyes wide with wonder. Next, they walked past Danny Dog's house. His garden was filled with glowing reindeer figures, and a giant, inflatable Santa Claus waved from the roof. Granddad Dog was adding one last string of lights to the fence. Ahoy there, Peppas! Barked Granddad Dog. What do you think of my display? It's brilliant, Granddad Dog, said Daddy Pig. You've really outdone yourself this year. George pointed at the inflatable Santa and said, Dinosaur! Everyone laughed. No, George, Peppa corrected gently. That's Father Christmas. Silly George. As they continued their walk, they saw all their friends. Rebecca Rabbit's burrow was decorated with carrot-shaped lights, which made Peppa giggle. Candy Cat's house had lights that formed a giant, smiling cat face. Pedro Pony's house was a rainbow of colors, with lights flashing in time to a festive tune. The pig family finally reached the town square. In the center stood a magnificent Christmas tree, taller than any tree Peppa had ever seen. It was covered from top to bottom with hundreds of sparkling baubles and twinkling fairy lights. On the very top was a giant, glowing star. Oh! Everyone whispered in amazement. The mayor, Mr. Bull, was standing on a small stage. Welcome, everyone, to our annual Christmas light celebration, he announced. And now for the grand finale. With a press of a big red button, all the lights in the town square suddenly lit up at once. The Christmas tree shone so brightly that it lit up the entire square. Music began to play, and everyone started to dance and sing along. Peppa and her friends joined hands and danced in a circle around the tree. George tried to catch the snowflakes on his tongue. Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig swayed to the music, holding hands. It was a perfect Christmas moment. After a lot of singing and dancing, Daddy Pig checked his watch. I think it's time for a little treat, he said with a wink. They all headed to Miss Rabbit's food stall. The air was filled with the delicious smell of roasted chestnuts and warm hot chocolate. 4 hot chocolates, please, Miss Rabbit, said Mummy Pig. Coming right up, replied Miss Rabbit, who was also wearing a Santa hat. She handed them 4 steamy mugs topped with fluffy marshmallows. Peppa took a careful sip. She declared. The warm chocolate warmed her all the way down to her little piglet toes. George had a little chocolate mustache which made everyone laugh again. As they sipped their drinks, they watched the lights twinkle and the snow continue to fall. Peppa snuggled close to Mummy Pig. Mummy, she said softly. This is the best Christmas light walk ever. It certainly is, my little Peppa, Mummy Pig agreed, giving her a hug. On the way home, George started to feel sleepy. Daddy Pig picked him up and carried him on his shoulders. George's little head bobbed as he drifted off to sleep, dreaming of dinosaurs and twinkling lights. When they got back to their house, the lights they had put up earlier were glowing warmly. It looked so welcoming. Inside, they took off their wet boots and coats. Granny and Grandpa Pig were there to greet them. "Did you have a wonderful time?" asked Granny Pig. "We did," said Peppa. "We saw all our friends and the big tree, and we had hot chocolate." Grandpa Pig smiled. "That sounds like a proper Christmas adventure." Before bed, Peppa looked out her window. The whole town was glowing under a blanket of soft snow. The lights from her friends' houses twinkled back at her. "Good night, Susie," she whispered. "Good night, Danny. Good night, everyone." Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig came in to tuck her in. "Merry Christmas, my little Peppa," said Daddy Pig, kissing her forehead. "Merry Christmas, Daddy. Merry Christmas, Mummy," Peppa whispered, her eyes growing heavy. As she snuggled down under her warm duvet, Peppa thought about all the beautiful lights and the happy faces of her friends. She knew that Christmas wasn't just about presents. It was about being together with the people you love. With a happy sigh, Peppa Pig fell fast asleep, dreaming of twinkling lights and snowy Christmas adventures. And that was Peppa's Christmas Light Walk. Wasn't that a lovely, cozy story? We hope you enjoyed this brand new episode of Peppa Pig Tailies. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fun adventures with Peppa and all her friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.